Welcome everyone to this ASpen Hysys training. In today's training, we are going to look at the introduction to ASpen Hysys, and this is ASpen Hysys version 11, and I don't know the version you'll be using. I'm going to introduce you to the basic interface and how to create a new project in ASpen Hysys. When you open ASpen Hysys for the first time, this is probably what you are going to see. This is how your welcome screen is going to look like. From here, we can create a new drawing. Create a new drawing here, or we can open an existing drawing. We can see recent models here. These are the recent models I've worked on. If you have worked on more, you're definitely going to see more files here. And this is the extension for ASpen Hysys.hsc. This is your ribbon where you have some other features. Here you could get hands on more trainings on ASpen Hysys. You could also click here to see some examples. If you are a bit confused, you could just click here and get few examples. So if I click on examples, these are templates that has already been defined. You can see ammonia synthesis. You could see atmospheric crude tower. You could open any of them and see the example on how to model something like that. Just give it a few minutes for it to open. Okay, so this is what we just opened. Atmospheric crude tower. We have the feed stream. These are the outlets. We have off gas, we have wastewater, we have naphtha, we have kerosene, diesel, AGO, and residue. I'll go back to our home page. I'm coming. I need to close all cases. Okay, then the first thing we have is what's new. When you click on it, you will see the modification that was done and currently on ASpen Hysys. So from here, we could check the general improvement. We could check ASpen Hysys properties improvement. We could check ASpen Hysys dynamics improvement. Whichever one you want, you could check assay management and all that. The next is training. If you're using the now it's currently giving me an error. This system cannot execute this search because of this because I'm using the cracked version, not the licensed version. If I'm using the licensed version, I could search for examples. Let's take an example of crude tower, like we just saw. I could search here for examples, and ASpen is going to give me some examples, videos, documents, and all that for this. So this is the basic areas I'm going to introduce you to. And the next thing I'm going to introduce you to are these tools here. If you click on this, you could see some resources, and you have extra options here. So click on the File tab and click on New. Click on Case. Click on Case. Just give ASpen Hysys a little time and it's going to pop up. Now this is your working environment. If you are using ASpen Hysys, this is basically what you are going to see. Here we have our property panel. Here you can see the component list. You also see your fluid package. These are the two important things. You have your petroleum assay, you have your reaction, and component maps and user properties. All these we are going to look at them, some of them in this free class, some of them in the advanced class. At the bottom here, we also have, this is where you have various interface. You have the properties, you have simulation, you have safety analysis when you want to calibrate your PSVs, that's pressure safety valves, and all that. Everything that has to do with safety goes here. Then we also have energy analysis. We have the simulation tab. After you have specified your component, the next thing you need to do is to come down to simulation and start doing your drawing. Like we initially, when I introduced this course, I said there are few things you need to do before starting your simulation. I'm coming, let me get it. Okay, I said the first thing is to specify the chemical components in the process. That is what we do here in the components list. When we click it, you specify the components, and the second thing here is to specify thermodynamic property. That is also what you do here, the fluid package. And the next thing we'll do on the list is what? Now define your process flow sheet. So for this, you click on component list, come down to add, click on add. Here you have list of components that you would like to add in your simulation. You can search CO2. You can see CO2 here. You can search N2, nitrogen. You can search O2, or you type oxygen. Whichever one works. After you have done that, let's assume we want to select a range of components. You click on the first one and hold down your shift key. You click on the last. Click the add button. Here shows you list of components that has been added to your component list. So from here, you can say component list. At the bottom here, we have our message box. This message box basically helps us to, it gives us warnings. Now it says fluid package. It gives us a warning in red ink. Fluid package is select fluid package. Now from what we did previously, what we saw in our slide, you could see that the second thing we needed to do was to select our thermodynamic property. So that's what ASpen Hysys is actually telling us, that we haven't selected our property. We are going to go dive deeper into this in the advanced class. So you click on add. Selecting what the thermodynamic property is. We are going to go into it fully in the advanced class, so take time to explain it. I'm going to click on Penn Robinson, and the moment I click on that, you find out that on our message box you can't find that error message again. I'm clicking on the simulation window. I clicked on the simulation window. Initially I was in the property tab or property environment. Now I'm in my simulation environment here. So this here is our model palette, and the model palette is being segmented into different sections. We have our separator. If you click on separator, you see different kinds of separator. Click on your reactor, you see different kinds of reactor. Click on pressure changer, you see different pressure changer. We have our pump, we have our control valve, we have our relief valve, we have our compressor, we have our expander. Piping and hydraulics, we have manipulator, heat transfer, which is our heater, cooler, heat exchanger, external model, and we have dynamic control for maybe simple P&ID control. For this, I'm going to drag it to this point here. Yeah. While I was explaining previously, I said ASpen Hysys is a flow sheet simulation where you use icon in representing your workflow. Now this is our stream. The blue one is our feed stream or material stream. The red one is our energy stream. And these streams is what is used in specifying the input of feed and output of a feed, or input of energy and output of energy. So for a simple simulation, click on this separator. This is a separator. I just use a two-phase separator. Click on the material stream. This is 1. This is 2. We have an input. We have also an output, but we haven't connected this stream. Now we also need to look at our message. It says V1. Like I said, it's your message box gives you error message concerning what you are supposed to do. It says V1 requires a feed stream, V1 requires a product stream, V1 requires another product stream. Not solved. I like I said earlier, this is a two-phase separator, the top and the bottom. I'm going to click drop another stream here, and it says flow sheets object tree created main flow sheet, which is this. I'll double click on my separator, two-phase separator, come to the inlet, click on this and click on 1, click on this, click on 2, click on this, click on 3, close this. You can see that it's no longer giving me a red icon. Now it's giving me some other error message. 1, unknown composition. We didn't specify the composition, didn't specify temperature, pressure and flow rate. Let's go back to our slide. And remember, from here I said you need to specify the component flow rate, thermodynamic condition like temperature, pressure and composition. We are going to look at this in our second slide, in our next lecture. So from this we have known how to navigate the ASpen Hysys interface. We have known how to come to simulation environment. We started from this property, we specified the components list, picked a fluid package, moved to our simulation environment. We talked about the message box, which gives us error message. You could use that in knowing what's wrong with your simulation. It also gives you guides. So from this now I know that I haven't specified composition, temperature, I know that. We also talked about the model palette. From here, this is the model palette, and I did a brief introduction on all this separator reactor. It's been kept in segments. We have our feed stream or material stream, and we have our energy stream. We did this simple simulation of a feed and 2 outputs. See you in the next class.